Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. We're 19th of February now, I think, 2023, and it's the first time I've been out in a veg garden this year. What I'm up to today, I'm just going around pruning a few of my trees and stuff, just because I'm trying to keep them small and not let them get too big because they're all in pots. And I've also been spreading my chicken manure for my chickens and ducks and stuff. I've just spread it all on there. I've just been giving it a quick dig in, just hopefully it'll break down in time for spring. So I've got about 2 months or so to get the garden ready before I really need to start planting things. I haven't sown any seeds yet because I'm not really too keen on getting going too early because if I get going early, I have to heat the greenhouse or all the windowsills indoors will be full of plants and stuff. There is things that I could have grown over the winter, uh, but I didn't really bother this year. So we're back at it now, and I'm just gonna go around prune a few of these trees. Like I said, I just want to keep them small. Like this one, you can see. You probably can't see actually because you're a bit far away. So I'll come and bring you a bit closer, and I'll show you what I'm up to. So, like I said, all my trees are in pots, and I can't put them in the ground yet. This is a rental property. So when we move, I'll be able to plant them all in the ground somewhere to let them grow properly. But for now, I'm just kind of trying to keep them small. You can see like this one here. Last year it just grew straight up, and if I don't cut it back, I'll have to keep potting it up and stuff. So I'm also quite into bonsai, so I'm just going to cut this back, go for about halfway. We've got lots of nice buds down the bottom here, so we don't really need all this at the top. So I'm going to cut it back to about half and just get rid of all that. So I'll go in the compost over there. And I'm going to go around, do the same thing with most of these. So even these short ones, I'm just going to cut a few of the tips off. It just keeps them compact. I'll cut this one back a little bit more. And quite a few of them are already done or don't really need doing, but I will just take the tips out just to encourage back budding and growth from further down on the tree. Uh, just encourage them to be more bushy. So these are willows here, some of these. So I'm just going to cut them quite far back and just to encourage them to bush out more instead of going straight up. So I'll go along and I'll do the same thing with most of these, most of the ones that need it. And it's just a case of taking the tips out and cutting them back to keep them small. The size of that one is about 5 foot. And that was a cutting from last year, so that's all last year's growth. So you can't really go wrong cutting these back. If I cut it back straight down to the ground, it would probably regrow. So anyway, I'm also spreading chicken manure on my soil over there. So I've been digging that in. So I'll just take you over there and show you that. So this is last year's chicken manure and duck manure, and I just dumped it over here, and I've just been digging it in. It's still quite fresh, but it should be fine once it's mixed in. And once it warms up a bit, it'll break down pretty quickly and get incorporated into the soil. All the worms and stuff will drag it through. It's absolutely crawling in worms. So they'll just eat it, pull it through down into the soil. All the nutrients will get spread out in there. And any weeds I find, I put them up as I go. So I'll just take a big fork forward and just try and break up any big clumps that I can find. Lots of big worms in there. You'll find the robins are probably coming in a minute. I've already seen them in here. You turn your back for 5 seconds and they're in here getting all the worms. But they won't get them all. So not to worry about that. So I'll carry on doing that in a minute, and I'll just take you in the greenhouse quickly. Got a couple of things in there I want to show you. I've been doing a little bit of tidying up, a little bit of pruning, just trying to get a head start on the year, the growing season. Okay, so I just wanted to show you these sunflower stalks. I don't know if you remember last year I said I was saving these in the hope of using them for something. This one's about 8 foot tall, maybe more than that. It's completely dry now. Seems pretty strong. It's pretty light, so I don't know if it's actually going to be useful for anything, but I've got a few of them anyway. So whether or not they're going to be any good, I don't know how strong they are. They feel quite strong. I'm sure I can grow something up them. If they break, don't they? This one feels a bit more flimsy. It's a bit of a thinner one. I'll just bring you over, and I've got all my Japanese maples and little bonsai experiments in here, which I want to show you quickly. Okay, so it's a bit of a mess in here. I've just kind of bunged everything in here in the end of last year. Most of my seeds and stuff that I saved are still here, haven't planted them yet, but I will do soon. So these are all onions, and the marigolds all nice and dry now, and be ready to sow in a few months' time, or a couple of months or so. All sorts of little trees and experiments that I've been doing. These are the Aleppo pine, the bonsai trees seeds that I bought. I did a video on that. That's some leeks that I got given. I think they're leeks anyway, I can't quite remember. And just a few other little bits and bobs. Can't even remember what half these are, but as soon as they start growing again, hopefully I'll be able to recognise them. I've still got the peppers in here from last year. I was hoping they might survive the winter, but I don't think they have. But I'll leave them for a little bit longer. You never know, they might start shooting again. I don't know. They seem pretty dead to me, but if not, they'll just be in my compost. That's the watermelon plant from last year. Didn't actually get around to getting rid of that, but never mind. And there's a couple of, I think these are yucca. My mum gave me these, or I dug them up because she didn't want them where they were. I put them in a pot, and they seem to have survived the winter in here. And these are the English elms. Again, I did a video on that, so there's no sign of growth from these yet. But hopefully they'll survive. They're still green underneath, so they're still alive. So pretty soon they should start shooting. Should see some buds coming out on them. See, they're all alive still. And there's some hawthorns in here. Again, they're all alive. So it's just a case of waiting for the buds to come out. That's a blackthorn, I think, and that actually has a shoot which come up earlier. And all my Japanese maples down here. You can see the buds are just starting to form on these. Try and show you. So they'll be coming out soon. And I've kept them in the greenhouse this year because last year I left them outside and the leaves come out quite early. And then they kind of got a bit of frost on them and that set them back quite a bit. So hopefully this year I'll be able to protect them from the frost in here and I can put them back outside when we're free from frost. This is the Indian soapberry bush tree, soap nut. All the leaves are falling off now, obviously, because it's winter still. But this should come back again. It's still alive. You can see it's green. If you're not sure about something, just scrape back a little bit of the bark. And if it's green underneath, it means it's still alive. So anyway, that's about it for in the greenhouse. Alright, so this is my fruit bush area, where I keep all my fruit bushes and fruit trees and stuff. Not much going on yet. Sorry about that, guys. Still got a bit of a tickly fruit going on. But I can see a few things have started to shoot just in the past few days. So that's the goji berry. Seeing a new growth coming there. Everything else is still dormant, more or less. You can see the buds are starting to swell up here on this tree. It's a pear tree. So won't be long till the leaves start coming out. And the plum tree there. And there's all sorts of trees here, cherry trees, kiwi vine, that's the kiwi vine there. And we haven't had any kiwis yet, but every year I'm hopeful we might. I might need to prune that back a bit. You can kind of see where it's gone all the way down here. It's gone through the strawberries. But there's no rush to cut things back, as long as I do it before the buds start coming out. Last year's grapes. We didn't really eat any of these. I think the birds got most of them. The raspberry canes there. So all these little spindly bits will just fall off eventually. You can break them off if you want, or cut them, prune them off, but it's only the main stalks you need to keep. And the currant bushes, see all the buds starting to swell up on them. And I've got a gooseberry bush as well down here. Did quite well last year. That's another currant bush. Got to do some weeding as well. I think that might be a foxglove in there. That's come out of nowhere. Anyway, I'll get around to weeding at some point. Ooh, strawberries in these planters. This kiwi vine's trying to take over the whole place. So I will probably cut that back a bit. I just broke that one. Never mind, that won't come off. So hopefully we might get some kiwis. I'm not sure if maybe it needs more heat to actually produce. But it was sold as a hardy variety here in the UK, so it should produce. And what else have we got here? This is the Japanese wineberry. It's got some new leaves coming out there. Again, the birds ate most of these last year. There's a couple more little grapevines. Figs are there. They come out quite late, so I won't see anything from them for a little while. And this was my new blueberry bush which I bought last year. That did really well. But everything's kind of got a bit overgrown. But I will get around to weeding, cutting the grass and stuff. But there's no rush. Yeah, because all the bugs and stuff are hibernating in there. So there's no rush to pull things up too soon. Just leave them be until it warms up. Now I've got to tie that back up as well. That's the goji berry. And what was this one? Blackberry. This is a thornless blackberry. Wow, it's actually rooted itself into the ground down there. Oh, the rhubarb's starting to come up again. I just noticed that. This is properly rooted into the ground down here. Don't really want that to root in there. So if I wanted to, I could plant that. Make another plant from that. I'll just stick it in that pot for now. This is the artichoke. It didn't really do much last year. There might be some seeds in there though. Don't know. Yeah, it should grow back this year. And a tomato planter. Obviously, no tomatoes planted in it at the moment, but there will be. So I've got to do weeding. All these massive clumps of grass and stuff. I'll just come through and dig them out. Dig in all this sawdust from the chickens. Stuff like that. Just mix that in. There's a random garlic, which I must have missed last year. Let's come back up. There's probably more under there. I've just been dumping the pots. All the soil from the pots on here. There's a couple more garlics over there. It's funny how things just reappear. There might even be leaks. Not sure. Right, we'll leave them for now. Don't know what else I can show you. All my trees along there. So I've got some pruning to do. Bits and bobs. Anyway guys, so that's all I've got to show you today. So I'm just going to carry on digging in this chicken manure, pruning my trees and stuff, and just generally trying to tidy up the veg garden a bit. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's video and found it slightly entertaining or something. I don't know. Any ideas for what you want to see me do, whether it's specific trees, vegetables, something going on in the greenhouse. If you want me to build something, check out my woodwork videos. If you've got any ideas, give us a shout, give us a message down below. Anything else? I don't know. Just leave a comment. Any questions? Any advice? Would be muchly appreciated. There we go, guys. So hope you all have a great week, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching, everyone. See you later.